You ate a burger, washed it down with a soda, felt satisfied, and you think everything is fine. But right at this very second, inside your body, process has already been triggered. One you cannot see, cannot feel, and that nobody warns you about at the register. Today I am going to tell you something that fast food companies desperately do not want you to know. And no, this is not another video about how fatty food is bad for you. This is about speed, about how fast a single meal changes your body, literally within minutes. Watch until the end, because the most disturbing part comes in the middle. So, you just finished a standard combo. Burger, fries, soda. That is roughly 1,000 calories, 50 grams of fat, and around 100 grams of sugar. Here is what happens in the first 10 minutes. The sugar from your soda is already in your bloodstream. Your pancreas receives an emergency signal and starts releasing insulin in large waves. At this exact moment, your brain is literally bathing in dopamine. That is why you feel so good after fast food. It is not satisfaction from a meal. It is a chemical reaction, the same kind as drugs. No, I am not exaggerating. Researchers at Princeton University proved that sugar activates the exact same receptors in the brain as cocaine. That is why you cannot stop at just one fry. That is why your hand reaches for the next one, and the next, and the next. This is not weak willpower. This is biochemistry. An hour passes. Your blood sugar has crashed hard. This is called a hypoglycemic dip. And this is the exact moment you feel hungry again, or tired, or irritable, or just empty. Your body is demanding another hit. Meanwhile, your liver is working overtime. It just received a massive load of trans fats from those fries, and is now desperately trying to process them. But here is the problem. The liver was not built for this kind of stress. Regularly, every single day, it is like forcing a sprinter to run a marathon. Every morning, with no rest. Over time, liver cells start getting replaced by fatty tissue. This is called fatty liver disease. And statistically, 1 in 3 adults worldwide has it. Most of them have absolutely no idea. Let's talk about your heart. Every single time you eat fast food, your blood vessels take a hit. A study from the University of Calgary found something alarming. Just one fast food meal can reduce the flexibility of your arteries by up to 24% for several hours after eating. Think about that. Your arteries become stiffer. Blood flows harder. Your heart works more. Just from one meal. Now imagine that happening 3 times a week for 10 years. This is exactly why heart disease is the #1 cause of death on the planet. Not accidents. Not war. Not cancer. Heart disease. And fast food is one of the biggest drivers behind it. The worst part, you feel completely fine, right up until the moment you don't. Now imagine, you eat fast food 2 or 3 times a week. That is a completely normal routine for most people. What happens after 1 month? First, chronic inflammation. Trans fats and excess sugar trigger a constant inflammatory process inside your body. You do not feel it directly, but this inflammation is at the root of almost every serious disease. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer. Second, your microbiome changes. Inside you live trillions of bacteria. This is your gut microbiome, and it controls not just digestion, but also your immune system, your mood, your energy levels. A study published in the journal Gut showed that just 2 weeks of eating fast food is enough to destroy up to 40% of the diversity of your healthy bacteria. 40% in 2 weeks, and recovery takes months. Third, your brain starts to change. This sounds scary, because it is. High levels of fat and sugar reduce the production of BDNF. This is a protein responsible for growing new neurons and memory. Simply put, fast food literally makes you a little bit dumber with every meal. In 2004, filmmaker Morgan Spurlock ran an experiment. He ate only at McDonald's for 30 days straight, 3 times a day. In 1 month, he gained 24 pounds. His cholesterol jumped by 60 points. Doctors detected signs of fatty liver disease. By day 20, he reported depression, total exhaustion, and a compulsive urge to keep eating the food. That was 1 month. 30 days. Now think about how many people eat this way. Not for a month, but for years. Since childhood. Do you know how many ingredients are in McDonald's French fries? You probably think. Potato, oil, salt. Wrong. The official ingredient list contains 19 items, including dimethyl polysiloxane, a silicone compound, added to the frying oil to prevent foaming. This same substance is used in the production of hair styling products. Or take chicken nuggets. There is nothing wrong with real chicken meat. But in nuggets, the actual meat content is typically less than half. The rest is fat, starch, flavor enhancers, and preservatives. Companies spend billions on marketing. Happy faces in commercials, toys in kids' meals, sponsoring sports events. Because they know exactly. The earlier you get hooked, the longer you stay a customer. This is not a conspiracy. This is business. Here is something that should make you angry. Fast food companies spend over $2 billion every year on advertising to children, not adults, children, because they know that if a child develops a taste for their food before the age of 6, that preference tends to stay for life. They put toys in the meals. They use bright colors, friendly mascots, cartoon characters, playgrounds inside restaurants. It is not about making kids happy. It is about building customers for the next 50 years. And it works. Studies show that children who grow up eating fast food regularly are significantly more likely to be obese by adulthood, more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, more likely to have high blood pressure before the age of 30. Before 30. So when you eat fast food today, ask yourself, was this really your choice? Or was it a choice that was made for you when you were 5 years old and had no idea what was happening? And now, the thing I warned you about at the beginning, the scariest thing about fast food, is not that it is unhealthy. The scariest thing is that it is engineered so that you never feel the damage. Food scientists call it the bliss point. It is the perfectly calculated combination of salt, sugar, and fat that switches off your brain's fullness signal. You do not notice when you have overeaten. You do not notice when you have become dependent. You do not notice how slowly your body is changing, because it happens gradually, day by day, bite by bite. This is not a fast death. It is a slow one. One more thing that almost nobody talks about. Fast food destroys your sleep. High-fat meals eaten in the evening dramatically increase the time it takes to fall asleep. They disrupt your REM cycle, the deep restorative sleep your brain needs. And here is the vicious cycle. Bad sleep raises cortisol, your stress hormone. High cortisol makes you crave. Exactly. Fast food. Salt, sugar, fat. So you eat it again. Sleep worse again. Crave it again. This loop is real. It is documented. And millions of people are stuck in it right now, without knowing why they feel so tired, so anxious, so unable to stop eating the things that make it worse. You are not weak. You are trapped in a biological cycle that was literally engineered to keep you coming back. Knowing that is the first step to breaking it. But I did not make this video to make you feel guilty or scared. I made it because information changes decisions. You do not have to give up everything, forever, completely, but you do have to know exactly what is happening when you make a choice. A few simple things that actually work. 1. Replace soda with water, even just sometimes. That alone eliminates a massive dose of sugar. 2. If you do go to fast food, choose things closer to real food, grilled instead of fried, a salad instead of a second portion of fries. 3. Awareness. Simply ask yourself before eating, am I actually hungry, or am I bored, or stressed? Because fast food is also an emotional addiction. And that is a whole separate conversation. If this video showed you something you did not know before, hit the like button. It helps this channel grow and reach more people with topics like this. Subscribe, because there is a lot more coming. Things that most people never talk about out loud. And leave a comment. How often do you eat fast food? Be honest. No judgment here. See you in the next video.